Hi Reynas, it's me Vijayreyna back at it again with another video for you guys. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, my name is Vijayreyna. I am a upcoming and new pageant analyst. I am making pageant related videos, and so this one's going to be my top pretty much leaderboard preliminaries. So right now this may change as soon as the preliminaries comes up in 2 days. This list may be completely different. If you guys want to join the Reyna family, go ahead and make sure you guys subscribe and also like this video. Guys, I am up at like 2 a.m. in my American time for this video, just so I can get it out for you guys and edit it. So please give it some love. Please go ahead and share it. Please like it. Also, I need to make a little disclaimer because as much as people tell me, don't worry, just make your videos, don't mind the haters, blah, 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 I have to make a disclaimer for those who are new or who are not familiar with my channel.
My name is Richard Reyna, I'm a pageant analyst, and I'm trying to curate a positive space where we can talk about pageantry and give our opinions without anyone getting butthurt, without anyone being, very attacked, like very aggressive. Basically, I want to create an environment where we can all appreciate one another's opinions, share one another's opinions without attacking one another. So if your country is not at the top of my personal list preliminaries, it doesn't mean that I don't support your country or I don't like your country or I don't think your contestant can win, right?
It just means as of right now, which things may change as soon as the preliminaries come on, I don't have them on my list, but I'm just a regular person on YouTube. I'm not a pageant judge, so do not take what I say so harshly. Just take it with a grain of salt. This video is for fun. It's just for fun, you guys. Okay, moving on from that, let's get into the actual leaderboard itself. So I went through every single contestant. Yes, every single one of them. It was ridiculous. And I went through a few things in order to kind of rank them. They got a score out of 50 and they got 5 different categories, each one being 10 points. So they were based on their Voice for Change video and how impactful it was, the Voice for Change speaking. So even though most of the girls rehearsed the speech for the Voice of Change video, I still wanted to see how was their cadence, how was their diction, how was their delivery of the speech, even if it was a rehearsed speech or they're reading off of a script. I wanted to see how they deliver it because that will tell me how good of a speaker they are. Secondly, I went ahead and I looked at the girls' national competition. If that was not available because some countries I just could not find or maybe they were appointed, I went and looked at other videos that showed off both of their swimsuit and evening gown competition walks. And then I also looked at their overall speech, which included either their Q&A portion for their national competition or interviews. I try to keep everything as even as possible. So if the girl had a national competition and she competed in her national competition, then I went ahead and I tried to base it mostly on that because there is a big difference between a girl and a competitor when they are on stage and off stage. And typically competitors are more comfortable off stage and you can't really compare it to how their on stage performance will be because nerves are not as high, stakes are not as high, right? So you probably will naturally be more relaxed when you're not in competition mode. So I tried my best to make sure I saw the girls and judge them based off of how they are when they're in competition mode versus everyday life, right? But inevitably not every contestant had that much material to work with, so I did my absolute best. So I really do apologize if your country is not there, but I did do as much research as I could. And so yeah, I will be referencing my phone. My phone has a list of all the girls and what their rankings are. When I call out the top 30, top 12, and then top 5, just like this upcoming edition is going to be, it's not in any particular order. I will tell you guys my top 5 in order, but that's the only ones I'll tell you in order, if that makes sense. The rest of them are just going to be arbitrary and they just made it. So without further ado, let's go on to the top 30. So my top 30 consisted of, I almost dropped my phone, obviously 30 girls, and they came from all the different continents, which I'm really happy about. This year we have a very strong batch, and with 30 competitors to choose from, it really wasn't, it was kind of overwhelming because 30 people out of 130, it's still a lot to choose from, you guys, and I've never had to pick a top 30, so this is interesting. So for my top 30, I had, reading off my phone, I had Chile, again, no particular order, Chile, Jamaica, New Zealand, Great Britain, India, Philippines, Venezuela, Vietnam, Zimbabwe, Ecuador, Thailand, Peru, Namibia, oh my gosh, Cambodia, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Somalia, Spain, Bahrain, Canada, Finland, Honduras, South Africa, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Pakistan, USA, Malaysia, and Nigeria. So those were my top 30. I'm not going to right now get too much into the reason why I picked those specific contestants because top 30 is so big and it's so arbitrary. Basically, what I did is I just took the overall score. So whoever had the top 30 highest scores out of the total of 50, those are who I gave to the top 30 positions. Okay, so the next one is the top 12. From my understanding, after the top 30, every contestant is going to have an opportunity to show off their swimsuit passerella, the swimsuit walk. So the way that I ranked my top 12 was based off of the girls in the top 30's swimsuit walk. So out of the top 30, I picked the top 12 best walkers in swimsuit to move forward onto the top. 12. So here's where I'll talk a little bit more about it because we did have some ties for this top 12. So first and foremost, my top 12 ended up being Venezuela, Philippines, Zimbabwe, Ecuador, Peru, USA, Chile, Finland, Colombia, India, and Thailand. And I had some ties. So for the 12th position, the ties that I had were Thailand, Colombia, Finland, and Jamaica. So I ended up putting in both Thailand and Finland and Colombia and leaving out Jamaica. I don't know who, I think I replaced some other contestants as well with Colombia and Finland, but ultimately I did decide that Jamaica would not be moving forward to the swimsuit top 12. I am a big fan of Jamaica. She's in my Dark Horses video, and I was kind of sad to have to leave her off my list. However, I think this could definitely change. And again, I'm going to be making a new list after the preliminaries, and I'm also going to be reacting live to the preliminaries. So you guys will kind of see where my head's at because I do know the top 30 is based off of the preliminaries. And so the preliminaries will really tell us a lot, you guys. It's really hard to judge these contestants and put them in the top 12, a top 5, etc. when we don't have much information yet, and so much training and so many things could have changed since the time of their national competition. I mean, in fairness, some of these girls had their national competition months ago. Some of them had it only a month ago. So it's hard to really judge all the way through, like, if that makes sense. So yeah. So yeah, that was my top 12. So out of that top 12, let's move on to the top 5. My top 5. I will tell you guys first who the ties were. I have some ties for top 5. My ties for top 5 are Philippines, India, Finland, Colombia, and USA. Really what that means is that I had to pick from one of those contestants who was going to make the 5th spot in my top 5, or one of the spots in my top 5, because there was just not enough room for all of them. So the contestants that I ended up picking for my top 5 were Venezuela, Philippines, Zimbabwe, Thailand, and Chile. So let's get into the top 5 and what I was thinking when I left some of the other contestants behind. So a lot of you guys, a lot of my viewers are Indian. Hello, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm also part Indian ethnically. My dad is from India. So I know a lot of people are going to be pretty upset probably, or wonder why the hell did I leave Ria Singha off of my top 5. And the reasoning really is because I was having a hard time. I told you guys that the ties for top 5 were Philippines, India, Finland, Colombia, and USA. When I went back and I ranked the swimsuit competition walks again, I had evening gown which is what happens in the top 12. The top 12 goes through evening gown competition. When I went and revisited each of these girls that I had tied for the top 5, and I went back and watched their evening gown competition, I ended up ranking Philippines, India, and Finland all 9 out of 10. So really, I kicked Colombia and USA off of off of the race for top 5, and I had to decipher between Philippines, India, and Finland. I decided to get Finland off of the race for top 5 as well because during her national competition, her evening gown was just not up to par for me. The performance was good, but it wasn't necessarily blowing my mind away. I do feel like that's going to change. I think during preliminaries, Finland is going to blow our minds away, but I'm going based off of the information that we have to date. And to date, I just was not as impressed with Finland's evening gown performance compared to Philippines and India. Then I compared Philippines and India, and I was really, really close to putting India's Ria Singha in the top 5 over the Philippines. One, because obviously being Indian, I really want to just put India at the top 5. It's just very tempting. And also, if I put India in the top 5, she's going to be my winner because oh my God. Ria Singha, see guys, I told you it's 2 a.m. here. I'm very tired. Ria Singha, she is a phenomenal speaker, you guys. She speaks just like Susmita Sen. She is a phenomenal speaker. And I have no doubt that if that girl gets the microphone, it is over for everybody else. So if I put Ria Singha in my top 5, I knew automatically that she was going to be my winner, my predicted winner. And if I put Philippines, so then I have to compare, okay? Do I put India in my top 5? Do I put Philippines in my top 5? I'm walking you guys through my thought process so you guys can understand where I was coming from. When I looked at both the evening gown competitions of Ria Singha and Philippines at their national competitions respectively, they were pretty neck and neck. I think what edged the Philippines over India for me was that last moment when Chelsea Manalo turns and smiles just so simply. Like it was just so simple, elegant, and beautiful. And I think what I would have liked to see adjusted for Ria Singha's evening gown performance at her national competition is they both wore capes, but I think Ria Singha's, I wish she would have taken it, like put it down on her shoulders, on her elbows a little bit sooner. Nonetheless, it was really neck and neck, you guys. It was really hard to pick between Chelsea Manalo and Ria Singha for the evening gown competition, but Chelsea Manalo had a very elegant, calm confidence that I really just am attracted to. I don't know why I like Chelsea Manalo so much this year. A lot of people are not the biggest fan of her, or they don't really have as much utmost confidence in her. I just really feel like she reminds me of Bea Luigi Gomez, and I have a feeling that if she makes the first cut, she's going to the top 5. I said this about Bea Luigi Gomez, Miss Universe Philippines 2020. I said back then, I don't know if Bea Luigi Gomez will place, but if she does, she's going to the top 5. What I meant by that is I didn't know if Bea Luigi Gomez was going to nail her closed door interview enough to get a placement at all at Miss Universe. But what I did know is if she did get into the top, I think 16 or top 20, whatever it was for the edition of Miss Universe 2020, I knew Bea Luigi Gomez was an automatic shoe-in for top 5. Because the one thing I was not worried about was her performance. I was worried about her speaking. I have a similar sentiment for Chelsea Manalo. I'm not worried about her performance too much. I'm more so worried about her speaking. But I have a feeling she's going to go further than many people think she's going to go, just like Bea Luigi Gomez. When it comes to Ria Singha, I have been seeing improvements in her walk, and I'm really proud of. However, I still feel like it's up for debate whether or not she will end up in the top 5. It was really close, you guys. It was really, really, really close for me, and it was very difficult for me to decide Philippines over India. Okay, so let's move on to the top 5. My top 5 then ended up becoming Venezuela, Venezuela, Philippines, Zimbabwe, Thailand, and Chile. So that would end up being my top 5, you guys. I really feel like all 5 of these girls are really, really, really competitive and very, very, very strong. I think all these 5 girls are pretty predicted people, I'd say. I think a lot of people see Chile, Thailand, Zimbabwe, and Venezuela, at least those 4 in the top 5. I know some people would debate me about Philippines and probably replace her for Finland, and I would argue it's really going to depend on the night of the competition and what Finland wears for her evening gown. If Finland comes out with a phenomenal evening gown, I do also think that Finland could replace Philippines in the top 5, and in that case it would be Venezuela, Finland, Zimbabwe, Thailand, and Chile. However, as of current moment and basing it off the information that we have, which is their national competitions, Finland's evening gown was just not there for me. And that's the reason why I had to leave her off of my top five. But I do agree that if Finland at Miss Universe has a really, really good, stunning gown, I can see her overtaking the Philippines for the top five position. But it will just depend on the night of, and I can only go off of the information that I have right now. So let's see what happens at the night of final competition, because who knows, maybe Ria Singha India can come out on top and surprise us and move into the top five. But that's why I'm going to have a separate list after preliminary, so be on the lookout. So now let me tell you guys my top five rankings. I told you guys that I would tell you guys how I ranked the top five. I didn't tell you guys how I ranked the rest of the competitive, the rest of the competition, because I just feel like it's not as relevant. But yeah, so I had for fourth runner-up, Venezuela. Third runner-up, I had the Philippines. Second runner-up, I have Zimbabwe. First runner-up, I have Chile. And the winner I have listed as Thailand. So yes, you guys, as of right now, before the preliminaries have started, my predicted winner right now is currently Miss Universe Thailand, Opal Suchata. And the reason why is because this woman is very well-rounded. She is one of my favorite Miss Thailands that we've had for a long time, and I am very elated to see her on the stage. She has a very strong advocacy. She had to get a lump removed from her breast, so she has a really strong advocacy about breast cancer awareness and getting tested and making testing accessible to the Thai people, and something that she wants to extend out eventually into the universe should she win. I think Opal has demonstrated professionalism at the utmost level during this competition in the preliminary activities. I have not seen a single day where she is off her game. She looks phenomenal every single time. She has professional photographers there that she brought to click photos, from my understanding, and some people might think that's cheating. To me, I just think it's showing how much she's willing to put in the effort for her reign as a Miss Universe should she win. Opal Suchata also just has a phenomenal personality. She's very welcoming, very open, very inviting, and I think all those qualities along with her speech are going to make her go far. Although I do not think she's the number one speaker in the competition, I think India Ria Singha is. I think amongst the top five that I have listed, she is the strongest one. Chile for me is the first runner-up. Chile this year is also an amazing competitor. I'm very, very elated and astounded by how strong Miss Universe Chile is this year, and I can see her, if not Thailand, becoming the winner. She's a really well-rounded queen, and we have not seen a Chilean queen in I don't know how long. I don't know the last time Chile has won at the Miss Universe competition, so it would be really cool and nice to see a country that doesn't usually win the competition. So I would not be upset with Miss Universe Chile, although I don't believe we've had a Miss Universe Thailand winner in a long time as well. So either one would be completely fine by me. And yeah, second runner up I had is Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe for me is also a very big sentimental favorite. I am in love with this girl. I would love nothing more than to see Miss Universe Zimbabwe be crowned. I think that she is gorgeous, beautiful, unique, and come on, it's Zimbabwe. How many times do we see a Miss Universe Zimbabwe with this caliber, or this level at this caliber? And I'm really excited to just see how she performs at the preliminaries, and furthermore at the finales. I would not be upset at all to see her win the competition altogether. I think it would be super exciting to have a new country that a lot of people are not familiar with be brought on to the international media and highlight some of the culture and the topics that are relevant to Zimbabwe. Miss Universe Zimbabwe also highlights her story as a orphan at the age of 12. Rest in peace to her parents. And I really feel like it's an empowering story that I encourage you all to go listen to. It's in her Voice for Change video, and I think that she will perform really well at the finale. So yeah. Next, as my third runner-up, I had Miss Universe Philippines 2024 Chelsea Manalo. Chelsea Manalo to me again I've already spoke about her too many times, so I'm not going to go too much into detail, but she's a phenomenal queen all around. I do think her weakness is speaking, and so for that reason I ranked her a little bit lower in the top five. I believe that she has been improving on her speech, but I still don't think it is quite there quite yet. So let's see what happens. But I do think that she'll at least make it into the top five should she make the first cut. Next and last but not least, we have the fourth runner-up, which is Venezuela. I'll be candid. Spanish is not my first language. It's not my second language. but it is a language that I am proficient in. Yo sé poquito español porque tengo primos de Latinoamérica y quiero aprender más español porque es muy importante en mi ciudad y soy enfermero. So es muy importante que yo aprender más español porque quiero habilidad de hablar con mis pacientes que solo hablan en español y no otros idiomas, pero es no como tengo fluido. So necesito más practicar. Si quieres practicar conmigo en español, entonces mensájeme en mis mensajes directos de Instagram. Boom. I know a little bit of Spanish. I'm not fluent though. So, to be quite frank, in fairness, when it comes to Venezuela, I just was not able to get a great grasp on her speaking ability. So, I just by default kind of put her at fourth runner up, you guys. I know that sounds really crappy. If you are a Spanish speaking native, please let me know how Miss Venezuela speaking is. I try to do as much research as I can, but with time constraints, it is really difficult. I have so many videos I need to get out for you guys. I have so many requests still I have not fulfilled, and I really want to do it before the preliminaries happen, which is only in 2 days. So unfortunately, I just was not able to get full on translations. But from what I've seen, Venezuela is very inviting, very charismatic, almost an Amanda Dudamel aura from her as well. So I can definitely see a top 5 placement and potentially even a win for Venezuela after so many years. So that would be exciting, and I would not mind it at all. Any of the top 5 truly that I listed can win. And let me just address Miss India, Universe India, Ria Singha, because I do, again, I'm Indian, and I do know that a large portion of my audience is Indian. So I'll just address her for a moment. So when it comes to Ria Singha, Miss Universe India, I think she could also win the crown, but she's going to have to make sure she can walk the walk to be able to talk the talk. She has to walk the walk, aka she has to get past swimsuit and eating on competition to talk the talk, aka be able to get to the mic. I have the utmost confidence that if Ria Singha can achieve a top 5 placement and she can move on to the Q&A round, she will for sure be the winner of Miss Universe 2024. However, we have to be realistic about where she is right now, and I can see Ria Singha making a top 5. I can. It will just depend. Preliminaries will tell us a lot, you guys. So I really encourage you to take this review with a grain of salt. Let me emphasize it. This should be taken with a grain of salt. If you don't agree with my rankings, that's okay. Just put your own in the comments down below, or make your own video about what you feel is the top contenders or the rankings are. You don't have to attack me about it. Ria Singha is obviously my number 1 sentimental favorite because India is my motherland. So अगर आप लोग थोड़ा सा गुस्से हैं मेरे साथ क्योंकि मैंने रिया को नंबर 1 नहीं लगाया, टॉप 5 में नहीं लगाया, मेरा बात तो सुनना. You know what I'm saying? अभी तक वो मेरे टॉप 5 पे नहीं है, लेकिन प्रीलिमिनरीज के बाद हो सकता है that वो मेरे टॉप 5 में घुस जाएंगी. तो इतना बड़ा बात नहीं है, परेशान ना कर. हम देखेंगे प्रीलिमिनरीज के बाद क्या होंगे, और फिर we'll visit this दोबारा से. Okay, I love you guys so much. This is my video. Again, it is 2 a.m., so I'm sorry it's not as long as you guys may have wanted it. I am going to try my best to upload this tonight, but I'll probably be up till 4 a.m. at that point, so be patient with me. My sleep schedule is going to be a mess for you guys, but that's what I do for my Reyna family because you guys do so much for me, and I'm really, really, really thankful for it. Again, one last disclaimer because I really have to put this on my YouTube videos. If you have nothing kind to say, keep it off of my YouTube channel. I'm so serious. And that goes for both the queens and myself. If you have nothing nice to say, your comment will be deleted. Guys, I'm disappointed that I've already had to delete a few comments in some of my videos because people were either attacking queens unnecessarily or they were attacking me. It is a place of positivity that we are fostering here, okay? We are fostering kindness and we're fostering positivity. This is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with it. You do not have to agree with my opinion. It is okay. I will not be upset. I promise. If you don't agree with my opinion, you can just say it respectfully in the comments below and then state your own opinion. You don't have to attack my opinion. You can just say, hey, Reyna, really interesting point of view. Here's mine. Great. Now we had a conversation, not a confrontation. See the difference? And I'm just saying that because it happens way too often. And I want to really put boundaries in our family, in the Reyna family early on. If I don't boundary set now, then I'm going to find it more difficult later in the future. So I want to put a boundary up and say, guys, if you make a rude comment to me or the queens, I will delete the comment, okay? Comment it somewhere else. This is another channel to do that. Let's all be kind, respectful, and foster positivity. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and now put up my personal favorites. So this is not my top 5. This is my personal favorites. So That's my personal favorites for those of you guys who are wondering who I would love to see win. Any of those 5 ladies are some of my sentimental favorites who have my heart. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please, if you want to join the Reyna family, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this video and share it to a friend if you don't mind. I would really, really appreciate it. My Instagram is linked in the description box down below, also in the comments. Feel free to message me. Remember that it's a crazy week. It's Miss Universe week. I may not get back to you just quite this week, but I will try my best. I also live in the US, so my time zone is different if you don't live in the US. And that also might delay my response time. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for everything. Seriously, I'm very, 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 very appreciative for you all. So yeah, thank you so much. Maraming maraming salamat po. Muchas gracias. Sheshe ni. Arigato gozaimasu. Shukran. Shukriya. Dhanvad. Dhanyavad. Bye guys.